We were up and running again. We were having some issues with the stream. We have Caddy and RKM in the booth with us tonight. We just missed the first stage of the race because of technical difficulties. As of right now, Marcus took stage one. Was it Boom behind him, guys? And got the pole. Yep.
Yeah, it's actually Marcus, Little Man, Go With The Flow, Boom, and Roofer. The top five.
Hold on, I'll get the rest of the top 10.
Yeah.
See here real
quick. Salty Tender, 6th. Baker Bone, 7th. Maddie, 8th. Eternal, 9th. And
yeah, guys, I got your audio. Audio's working now.
Excellent.
Okay, cool.
All right, we're about to go back to green.
Yes, here we go. It's stage 2.
Looks like Brian stayed out, sitting on the pole on the front.
I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes as
I'm
getting
he missed a pit.
Points caught up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Marcus is hella strong, man. That car is like, I mean, Little Man's there. Like he's got momentum enough to stay with him. Oh, somebody's in the grass. Two people in the grass.
Bunch of cars all up to the road.
Flo just Dukes of Hazzard that to the grass.
Yeah. Roofer's off. Maddie's off. Look like Brian's getting through there. Salty Tenders.
Baker was off too.
Yep.
Tell you that first right-hander is a doozy.
Off. Boom lost it. And he's in the sand trap.
There he is.
Hold on. One side.
Okay. Okay, let's see here.
No
man
something
second.
I'm actually impressed to see about. Eternal has lagged out on stage 1 of every race he's attempted to be in here in the last 3 weeks, I think, and he's still on the track. And stage 1 is concluded.
Yes.
Oh, look like
and some points have tightened up here a little bit. As entering tonight, we had Marcus.
Baker
and
just got doored by the 98 guys. They were
all
going
within.
tight.
Marcus and Little Man were within 3 points of each other going into tonight, as they were about 90 points behind Kay Larson for the points lead, as this is the regular. Oh, Marcus off the track as he's wrecking. Anyway, so they were about 90 points behind Kay Larson for the points lead, but Kay Larson did not make it tonight. So therefore, either of those guys with a good points night can take over the points lead, as we have 2 races a night instead of just 1, which also gives them 5 more playoff points entering the playoffs. Now Marcus is already sitting pretty with currently 37 playoff points after the pole in stage 1, but Little Man could desperately use those extra 5 points, as he only has 8 playoff points right now.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie, Caddy, the way it's going, I'm riding on with a 4 car right now. I mean, Little Man just
went off.
Yeah, I think they were racing hard. But
yeah, they were.
Little Man's got a strong car. I think he can actually, at the end of this race, if he needs to, make a pit strategy. He could probably put himself in contention to win this race. I mean, he's close to about he's close to the amount of speed as Marcus has. But some corners I see that Little Man's a little bit better than Marcus, and Marcus is a little bit better than him.
You know, yeah, this 4-car Salty Tenders, he could get up there and I mean, he could wreak havoc on the playoff picture.
He sure could.
Stage win, a race win, any of that, and it seems silly, you know, and I don't think Salty Tenders even has a win in the league yet, but if he gets up there and even just winning a stage, he's taking one of those coveted playoff points away from one of these other drivers as we, again, enter the playoffs next week.
He's running second now, Go With The Flow right behind him in third.
Now, basically all these drivers in this race tonight, as far as the finishing position and the regular season points, they're not really going to be too affected, minus, again, Marcus and Little Man both going for that coveted regular season championship title. But everybody else is basically guaranteed into the playoffs. Baker Bones, he really just had to start in order to make it in, as he was 11th and only top 10 make it. So where you finish it tonight really doesn't matter unless it's first place. We say all the time, you know, you got to be patient. You got to point your way in and consistent. Tonight's not that night. Tonight's the night you need to be P1. You need to do what you can to get those playoff points.
Yep. Oh, I think Brian might have ran out of gas there.
I wonder if he chose not to pit at the end of stage 1.
Yeah, I think he messed up and didn't, because he pulled off as soon as they went green and got out of the way, so I think he forgot to pit.
I don't want to call it a dark horse, but I think somebody that I'm watching, other than this 4 car right behind him, is we have the 00 go with the flow. He entering tonight, he's only got 1 playoff point. He's missed a couple races. But he's running pretty good. He was concerned about tonight that he wasn't very good at the road course. But he's running pretty good sitting there in 3rd place.
He is. I'm watching him right now. He's doing very well. Oh, look at
second.
that. Salty Tenders goes off. He's up to 2nd now.
That's a top left person.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Commentators curse, but they make a mistake.
You know, it's funny though. Look behind Salt Tenders. Little man's creeping back up again.
He is. He's getting back up there.
Also, I want to shout out to the 3 broadcasters tonight. We have myself, K-Taddy, Shadow Grim, and we have RKM. This is a little bit unique of a broadcast group, as usually we have 2 drivers from the same manufacturer in here, 2 drivers of the same camp or whatever. And we actually have a driver from the Ford, the Chevy, and the Toyota camp sitting in the broadcast group right now.
Oh, that's right.
That's true.
That's right. Everybody's covered tonight.
Yeah. So this is going to be the most unbiased broadcast that you could probably see.
Probably. Oh, little man's in there. He's going for it. He got a little loose. Oh, he got off. Sent it in there a little strong.
Salty moved Flo just to get back up to where he's at after he ran through that corner wrong.
Yep. Looked like
somebody like Salty. I'm actually happy to see him in this race and running so well. He doesn't run. He's one of our Truck Series drivers. He made it in off, I'd say, the dash, but we didn't have one tonight. He's got nothing to lose. Just like all the other drivers in this race, he's looking for a win. He wants to say, hey, I can win with these guys in the Giggity racing league. I haven't done it in the trucks yet, but I can prove, I'm a top contender. As all the other guys, their mindset is that playoff point. But we have some drivers in here also that haven't won. I'm really excited to see how, not just at this race, but also at Darlington, how Salty Tenders can do.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They're challenging tracks, completely different, but they both are drivers' tracks. You have to be able to really wheel it to get around well.
And I kind of like how Salty did that. He may have moved Flo, and Flo might have maybe even gone off the track a little bit, but Flo didn't lose a lot of ground to Salty Tenders. I mean, Marcus has already checked out this stage, so we're pretty well looking like Marcus is going to get that stage 2 win also. But I mean, why ride in 3rd when you're right there? If you move the guy and it doesn't cost him a lot of time, it's not really that big of an issue. If you hit him and you wreck him, that's another story. But a little bump and run, I mean, it's racing. You got to expect that, especially at a road course of all places. The braking points are a little different,
Yep.
Good job there.
I gotta agree. And who's to say it was actually even on purpose? Could have just been a difference in braking points.
Right, absolutely.
But Marcus is flat out gone.
Yeah,
Nobody's in the rearview mirror, nothing around him anywhere.
Yeah, he already made it back to that long straightaway already.
Yeah, same thing we'd seen last week when we went to Watkins Glen. I mean, Marcus was just dominant there. As I see 3 or 4 laps to go left in the stage, as we're on lap 6 out of 9.
Yep.
And it's becoming clear that Marcus isn't just trying to sit pretty going into the playoffs. He's trying to show that he's a force. He's the one to be beaten when we get to these playoffs.
The little man's up to 30, got around Flo. And setting sail after Salty. He looks like he's reeling him in pretty good, too.
I seen, we talked about it earlier. Well, it's not on this broadcast, but so one of the most important things here is your rhythm. And if you make a mistake, don't let it get in your head. Just get back on the track and start hitting the points. And
speaking of rhythm, they both just went off the track and going into the final turn.
In the same rhythm.
I mean, there's hard points, but when you see something like that, exactly what just happened to Little Man. when you make one mistake, don't let one mistake turn into 2 or 3. As he messed up in one corner, and when he got back on the track, he messed up the very next corner, and Flo was able to get around him. You know,
Yep.
don't let that happen to you. When you make one mistake, you just got to get back on the track and immediately fall back in rhythm. Or else, not just one lap, but you can mess up 2-3 laps consistently if you let it get in your head, as we see Little Man going off the road again.
Yep.
As
And
Flo
Flo
does
as
also.
well.
You don't
I'm
have
trying
to
a
be
little
the
hard
fastest.
right now.
Yeah, you don't have to be the fastest car on the track at these road courses. You just got to be the most consistent.
That's the key. See if he settles down here. I'm still on Little Man's on board. He seems to have calmed down a little bit. That's the key, like not to get carried away and let it get to you where you start screwing up all over the place.
Absolutely.
And he's starting to reel in Salty again. There you go. How many laps to go, do you know?
I can go check.
The boom's not showing it.
I will check a little bit. See if maybe he's got it on there. We're on lap 7 out of 9, so 3 laps to go.
Okay, he's got time to get there still. Just coming
that's
across
Little
the
Man.
start finish now.
So we're actually on 8 out of 9, 2 to go as of right now.
Okay. Yeah, Little Man's reeling him in pretty quick. If he just stays consistent, he'll get there. He's reeling him in really quick.
Said I gotta lie either. Baker Bones is coming in the picture too here. He's behind Go with the Flow right now. He's starting to get a rhythm and going up to catch him too.
Oh yeah, he's all over him.
Yeah, he's been like slowly rhythming his corners.
Who's this catching?
Baker
from?
Bones is reeling in
Uh-oh.
Flo.
Baker Bones, again, he's one of those guys. It's hard to say that he's a dark horse, you know. He was points leader when the summertime hit and he started missing a lot of races due to work. But he's one of our faster drivers. I mean, again, being the points leader in any series is not an easy task. You know, even if there's only 10 drivers, you're out there trying to beat 9 of them, you know.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
He's giving Flo all he can handle right now. Yeah, he's all over Flo. And he's doing it in the corners too. He's getting around the corners
They make contact.
Yeah, I think Flo is just really loose.
Baker's
Oh.
actually...
Oh,
Again, he may not be the fastest car out there,
Maddie,
but-
guys, Maddie just
Matty just took out Marcus.
Yeah, Maddie just took Marcus into the sandpit.
Oh.
I just watched
Yep.
him on. I was watching on the I believe it was the, I don't know who it was. I think it was the 20 car. I was watching on. Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to lap cars. Marcus is getting into lap traffic already.
You know, we went over this in our lead chat here recently. When a leader comes up on lap traffic, it's just as important for them as it is for the lap traffic to realize who you're racing around. If a guy's going a lap down at any given track, especially something like a road course where the track laps a minute and a half or so, you have to know they're struggling. And if they're struggling, when you get to them, you don't immediately have to pass them. Especially in this scenario, Marcus had a huge lead. And it looks like he still does, so it's no harm, no foul. But when you get a big lead like that, you just got to be patient. If the car is going a lap down, they've been making mistakes, they're doing something that's not up to par with you. So
That's
just wait
a stage.
until they make
Yep.
that mistake.
That's the end of the stage. So,
Stage is over.
so Little Man got second in that one. He actually
By
got her. He got her.
29 seconds.
Wow.
Yep. And Little Man got around
Marcus still
Tender.
Yeah. Little Man actually still is yet to finish the second stage.
Yep. I'm
Yep,
following
he's
him
coming
right
to the
now.
start finish line right now.
Yep. He's got him. Yep. He got him.
Wow.
That's a good.
Baker
race.
Bones was closing in strong though. He ended up only just 3 seconds back. He was in fourth, but ended up just 3 seconds back of the rest.
Yeah, he was coming on strong there at the end for sure. Now that he gets up closer, we'll see if he can stick with Marcus and give him something. Although, I mean, one mistake and it's going to be anybody's game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we can get to that last stage, I believe we're gonna have if it stays green, we're gonna have pit stops, right?
Yes.
So see, they're right there.
Also, so Marcus has won both stages, and Little Man has finished second in both stages. Marcus has gained the 2 playoff points plus a pole. He's gained 3 playoff points, but he's only gained ground by 2 points on Little Man. However, that means right now Little Man has 736 and Marcus has 735 points. So whoever basically finishes higher in this race will be the car in second in points, chasing down Larson.
Middleman's is on the outside of Marcus right now. Boom gets up in there. We're all close right now.
What I can see, it
Marcus.
looks like Little Man's car is tight in the center when he's trying to turn. It just the way I was seeing how he was trying to downshift so much. It looks like he has a tight car right now.
And Boom's up the second. Middleman's in third, but Salty's right there still. And Baker Bones in the 1. Oh, we
Little
have
Man
trouble.
spun. Little Man spun. Little Man spun.
Yep.
Ooh. That's
Single car, no caution.
4's in the dirt too.
And Baker Bones is off the track now.
Yep, so is the 4 of Salty, Tender too as well.
Trey, I see your view there about Eternal. Eternal actually is still racing. He finished 8th in that, as he's actually passing Roofer right now.
Yes, I'm actually on him right now.
Yeah, Eternal's still racing. Yeah, he's still on the lead lap. As you see him ahead of Roofer, Maddie, and Salty Tenders right now. Eternal's actually doing a great job, and looks like Flo's off the track. Eternal's actually ahead of Little Man.
Oh,
Flo now, I mean,
he's up to what, 4th?
He
just got bumped. Roofer just sent him off.
Roofer moved him. But good run right now. Good job to Eternal. I also want to shout out real quick that we have 9 drivers on the lead lap. As at the end of the stage 2, we had Maddie and Brian both 1 lap down. Maddie would get the lucky dog, and so Brian looks like he's 1 lap down, needing the caution still.
Oh, Maddie looks to be having a little problems here. Struggling with his car. Looks to be a bit loose.
It's not gonna lie, it's hard. This track is a really hard track to get your head wrapped around it, though.
I'm sure.
It's different than most
Well,
road
let's
courses.
go back up front. See what we're looking like up front now. Marcus starting to pull away a bit from Boom. But Boom ain't letting him get too far out there, though. They've opened up quite a gap over the rest of the field.
You know, I'm still back here in the back of the pack. These guys are, I mean, they're racing hard even though they're in the back.
Guys, the 19's in the wall. I don't know if you guys see that. Like, he's been there for a while, though.
Oh, there he is. He's moving. He's just in the sand trap. It takes a while to get out of there. He's on the track now.
Well, he was on 2 sand traps, so I don't know if he's having mechanical issues with his car right now or not.
Oh, Eternal's in the sand trap.
Oh, Eternal. As we talked about him here just about a lap ago.
We should have just stayed off of him and let him enjoy his race. He's finally getting to run one for a change.
You know, because of the fact that he's finally getting to race one for a change, I felt like we had to get his name out there, other than just saying, oh, his Eternal's lagged out, you know? The man needed a little bit of time here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll jump on
he's
for
off
a little
again.
bit.
He found more sand.
As soon as I go back there to look at him, he goes in the sand trap.
Also, something else here on this track. Watkins Glen, for example, they took away the sand traps on the track. So now when you go off track at Watkins Glen, for example, you don't hit a sand trap. And here at this track, you do. So when you go off the track, you're not costing yourself just a couple tenths like you would at a track like Watkins Glen. I mean, you're costing seconds. If you get caught in that sand trap, you got to drop it back into first. And I mean, you're going about 10 miles an hour trying to get back out of that sand trap. I mean, it's difficult. Ooh, it's Maddie making contact with Little Man.
I know, I was on his onboard.
and Little Man ends up in that sand trap.
Yep.
That was innocent, good, clean racing, though. I mean, there was contact, but what had happened was just I think that was breaking points. Little Man was on the outside. Matty was trying to hold it on the inside with his. He wasn't quite at a slow enough point. Hit that rumble strip, kind of shot him back up to the outside and into Little Man.
Yep, you're right. Roofer's right there on Matty. Roofer's coming up.
And actually, if you go to the front, Marcus is the leader, but I don't think he's the fastest car anymore. That 22 of Boomhauer is right there.
Oh, he is. He's coming.
Yeah, he hasn't left him from the start. He literally hasn't left him from the start.
And let me reiterate something. If Marcus makes a single mistake now and Boomhauer takes that lead, and say, for example, Boomhauer goes on and wins. Not that that's necessarily going to happen, but scenario. If Boomhauer wins, there goes 3 playoff points to one of the regular series drivers. And again, I can't reiterate enough how much these playoff points are so valuable getting in. Right now, Marcus has 38. If he gets the extra 3 for winning this race, that puts him at 41 playoff points. 41 playoff points, that's more points than somebody winning a race next week. Somebody would have to finish first and win the stages in order to succumb if Marcus were to miss a race.
Yes. That's crazy.
Also,
now he seems to be getting a little distance on Boom.
All of these stage points have come, or all of these playoff points for Marcus have come within the last 3 weeks.
Marcus hit the grass, guys.
But he recovered well.
Yeah, but Boom gained a lot on him from that, though.
He did.
I just want to throw this out there. Trey just privately messaged me. He asked me for our broadcast booth to get off Boomhauer before we make him wreck with our commentator curse. Thank you for that, Trey.
We'll go to Marcus then. We'll go to Marcus.
Oh, make it a little exciting.
All
Not
right.
trying to make it bad for you there, Marcus.
No, I don't want my guy to mess up. Nothing a word about him just turned pretty.
I don't know if you heard that, Shadow, but on mine, Arcan, you kind of just broke up a little bit in there. That might have just been mine.
Did I?
Yeah, I think that was RK because that mostly broke up in RK's.
Sorry, we heard
Am
you
I
laughing,
okay now?
but couldn't hear much. Yeah, you're good now. We heard you laughing, but couldn't hear much of the words you were saying to make you laugh.
Oh no.
Oh, Little Man in the sand trap. He overdrove that corner.
You mean Boom?
No, I went to Little Man. Little Man just overdrove. Like he overdrove a lot into that corner.
I think Boom got into the sand trap a little bit too. Lost some time to Marcus.
Something I just noticed as the drivers were going past the start-finish line, the 19 of Brian, I don't know if this is strategy, but he was in pit lane. As we were talking about if it goes green, I'm thinking they probably only need to make one green flag pit stop. And so Brian has actually already made his, so now I'm looking interested to see who else is going to start going down pit lane.
Oh! I think, dude, Baker Bones just nailed Little Man.
Yeah, I see
Matty.
Baker going up there.
Matty just went by. Baker Bones just went by Little Man now.
Turnell's up there. He has a 60 breathing down his neck.
Oh, he got sent off into the... Oh, and Matty's off too.
Matty off. Ooh, they're getting feisty back here.
They are.
Somebody else is...
They're going at it.
Now. I can't
Little Man about
Thing is, though, I don't think it's going to be a... Hey, Taddy, I don't think the 19's going to be an issue. He's again in the sand trap again. I think he's having a really unhandling car this race.
Leaders are on pit road. Marcus is coming out now.
Yeah, and the 19, he was actually the car that was still lapped down, but what he did, and that I was really interested to see, was that pit lane. He was the first taker, and shortly after that, you see the 18, well, you lose another Toyota, so he hears Brian say, maybe Brian was so far back, they use him as a test dummy. Hey, pit now, see how many laps we get for a fuel tank. So if you
I think Flo's actually leader now.
I'm thinking so. Is Boomhauer is... I don't know if Marcus did a full fuel, or maybe he took no tires and just enough fuel. Marcus was in and out in no time, and now you don't see Boomhauer at all in the rear.
Right. Or did Boom get a penalty for entering too fast?
Also, another strong possibility is we're on lap 31 out of 40. Ooh,
Man.
what a strong move by Marcus past Flow right there.
Yep. Well, he was giving him a few love taps, telling him, "Hey, I'm quicker. Let me through." And I guess he said, "Enough's enough."
I can't tell if he's in the lead right now or not.
I'm pretty sure that Marcus has a lead back once he got back around Flo. I don't think Flo's pitted yet. Flo's off. Oh, Flo's pitting now.
I'm a little intrigued with Marcus's game plan there. 10 laps to go. They pit. It looks like I really think he took just enough fuel and no tires. And he has a big lead, but...
No, I don't think he has that big of a lead. Salty, I think, is second. And
Salty, I don't think
about 5 seconds. Oh, okay.
I think the next car in line that's pitted is going to be Boomhauer. But Boomhauer, he was on pit lane for about 15 to 20 seconds, so I don't think he got a penalty. I think he just took 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel. And
this could be interesting.
Yeah, I think coming to the end of the run, I think we're going to see Marcus's tires start falling off, maybe get a little looser as Boomhauer. He showed that he can stay with Marcus pretty close to the lap time, so if he can do that consistently through this 10-lap run, Boomhauer might be right there at the end.
That's true.
But Marcus did win at our Watkins Glen, so I mean, he knows what it takes to win a road course, so he may have practiced this a few times, how the car handles with low fuel and no tires. I mean, it's hard to tell. Everything's up in the air. But these guys aren't just doing things just to do it. They have a strategy in mind they're trying to play out.
Oh, for sure. I know Marcus does, because he thinks about this stuff nonstop. He was talking earlier in our chat that he really wasn't feeling very good about tonight. But he's showing some strength. But we'll see what happens with the pit strategy, though. Be curious to see what he did exactly, honestly.
I'm going to go check Boomhauer's stream here.
He just passed the start-finish line now.
Boomhauer's in third. Salty is in second. 6 seconds behind. Boomhauer's 6 seconds behind Salty. And Salty is 6 seconds behind Marcus. So Marcus has a 13.5 second lead over Boomhauer as it sits right now.
Interesting. Little man is running 6th right now, and he has about 1.5 seconds to Flo. And as I say that, my stream froze. Boom, he's got 27 seconds to Boom, 23 seconds to Boom.
So that's what I was saying about the tire differential here. Marcus was 13.7, 13.8 ahead Boomhauer. He's now right around the 13-second even mark. And he was 6.5 to 7 seconds behind Salty, and he's now only 4 seconds behind Salty per second.
Oh, this could get interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on how quickly that lead change drops.
Oh, wait a minute, guys. Salty just hit pit road.
Okay, yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we were saying we didn't think he had pitted.
So just Boom then.
Boomhauer has pitted. He's now in second.
So he has enough to go all
and
the way.
He's like 14 seconds now to.
I have 15. It actually looks
15?
like Marcus has started extending that lead over Boomhauer.
Right. Oh, Boom's off into the grass a little bit.
Now, to anybody seeing this as a possible lopsided situation here, as Marcus is, again, he's won 3 out of the last 4. This would make 4 out of 5. Should he be in the Car Cup Series? Absolutely. I mean, Marcus is by far the quality driver. But to anybody that's interested in running with Giggity, we don't just say, we're not letting you race with those guys, you're too fast, or you're not fast enough. I mean, Marcus' schedule, his work schedule, doesn't allow him to race on Sunday with our Cup Series. And so we made it suitable where he can run. So here he is with our next high series in Xfinity. And he missed a few weeks. He's not playing. He might win the regular season, but it's a come from behind type victory if he does. You know, I want to give a big shout out to him. He's out here doing what he loves, putting some laps in. And I think of everybody in our Giggity Racing League, Marcus may potentially be our best road course driver.
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to argue. Like, he's putting on a clinic today, and he was putting on a clinic at Watkins Glen too.
Which, if you're in the playoffs, which all these regulars, they will make the playoffs, that's something to be concerned about, because the first track that they go to in the playoffs is Road America.
Oh,
Ooh,
That was close.
Eternal. That was real close.
Yeah, I'm riding
still
on
can't
both
get over
markets
Eternal's
right
still
now.
in the race.
it's great to be able to talk about Eternal throughout a whole race. Whether it's
Absolutely.
good or bad about him, I'm happy to see that he's finishing one.
Absolutely. I'm gonna give him some air. Oh, I'm not broadcasting. I can't give him airtime now. I forgot.
All right. Where's he at? There he is.
Oh, Marcus is putting Baker Bones a lap down.
I think he's lapping just about everybody.
I think you're right.
I mean, Boomhauer is still in second, and I haven't seen him get by Salty or nothing like that, but he had
Boomhauer's having some issues.
He had about a 15-second lead over Salty before he pitted at the 35-40 seconds, probably minimum.
Yeah.
He's probably pretty close to catching Salty. As Marcus, I believe, has 5 to go. I think he's come across the line already. I'm watching it now. Maybe not. Oh yeah, Marcus is.
He's way past the start-finish line.
Yeah, he's 30 seconds ahead of Boomhauer. Boomhauer's getting ready to cross the start-finish line now.
Yeah. I think Boomhauer's lost his tires. He seems to be having a lot of trouble in the corners.
Yeah, Boomhauer's hitting 123. Looks like this is his best lap. And he just hit a 130 on that lap, so...
Well, guys,
He
this has
may
been
have-
confirmed. I think Maddie backed out.
Yes, Maddie has backed out. Also, so did Brian. The two of them both backed out.
Brian's still racing.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I just got on board
I
with
got-
him right now. He's still racing.
I got fake news sent to me then. Actually, you're correct. It looks like just Maddie is backed out.
Yeah. What he said is his car was his car wasn't where he wanted to be, and he didn't want to wreck anybody else, so he backed out. Since people are going for a big championship here, I mean, I kind of agree with him.
Ooh, Brian actually pulls over and lets Boomhauer go.
Wow. Well, I shouldn't act like I'm surprised, though. I mean, Brian's a good guy. He's not going to mess people up.
Salty Tenders is trying to go around Eternal right now. I'm assuming that's not for position. That's just for the lap Eternal.
Well, I think he'll get
Yeah.
around him now.
Yeah, that was a little exaggerate.
Yep.
Yeah, as Eternal's running 8th, Salty Tenders is in 4th, Little Man in 6th. So I'm actually thinking Go with the Flow's riding in 3rd right now.
I believe you're probably correct.
Trying to do process elimination
Oh.
here, switching back and forth between Little Man
Salty's in the grass.
and
Back on now, though.
Sometimes these tracks like this, the field gets spread out so much, it's hard to tell who's where.
For sure. The man just crossed the start-finish line. Oh! And Marcus is coming to the start-finish line. He's closing in on lapping Little Man.
Ooh.
Huh.
This could get interesting. See how that happens. How well that happens. If he catches him. Can't make out the, what is it, lap 33 of 40, is it?
Let me check here real quick. Little Man doesn't have it on his, so I'll just go to Boone's.
Boom's got it up, but like, or 37 of 40.
37 out of 40, so we have 4 laps remaining.
Right.
Oh yeah, Boomhauer's all over the place. He's real sideways in the corners. His tires are definitely failing on him.
Let's see here.
So
Little Man's catching Roofer.
as both this race and the next race progress, again, I'm going to try to keep the 2 points of Marcus and Little Man up to date as well as I can. The rest of the drivers, again, everyone's pretty well locked in, and where you finish in 1 through 10, other than number 1, doesn't really matter. That number 1 gets you the 5 playoff points. Everywhere else, as long as you qualify into the playoffs, you're good to go. All you need at that point is your playoff points to set the field for the playoffs. But Little Man and Marcus, we're going to be keeping a close eye on them at the end of every stage and who accomplished what, and how far away in relation they are to Larson is. Right now, again, 736 Little Man, 735 Marcus. Larson's sitting at 811. So you got to remember, winner gets 40, second 35, 34. So we're looking at being about 40 points behind Larson at the end of this.
Oh, interesting. Looks like Roofer's trying to hold up Little Man as best he can. I think it's for position, I believe. I think Roofer's in 5th and Little Man 6th.
Ooh. Now, in Little Man's aspect here, that 1 position means a lot. Because he's trying to hold back Marcus, like we were just talking about with the playoff picture of the regular season points leader. If Marcus goes on a win, which, I mean, it's pretty clear that he will, if nothing happens to him here, but every other position matters for Little Man. That's 1 more point per position. And he needs to stay as close as he can. If he gets around Rupert right now.
Ooh! Yep. That was close.
That was close. I think he was trying to do all he can to help his teammate out and hold him back for as long as he could.
Let's see, where's Marcus? Marcus is coming to the white flag right now.
Boom,
Yep.
Boom got into the grass, and then got in the sand trap again.
Marcus can see Little Man now on his screen.
He's got Roofer in front of him and then Little Man.
Yep.
How good would you feel if you're Marcus right now, knowing that the guy you're battling for basically battling for the championship right now is Little Man, and on a road course, a minute and a half or so track, you're coming up to lap the guy that you're racing for in the championship?
You'd have to be feeling pretty good. Absolutely. I wonder if he even knows that's Little Man up there, if he can see him well enough to know it's him. Oh!
Roofer
Roofer
gets
got
loose,
out of the
looks like
way.
he's pulled out of the way, yeah.
Oh, there's Little Man and Brian.
Also, real quick, Salty Tenders has gotten around Boomhauer, and he's now in 2nd place.
Oh,
So Salty has
nice.
gotten past Flo and Boomhauer.
Oh,
Oh!
and Marcus gets into Little Man. Marcus laps him.
And Little Man loses the position to Roofer. Now, mind you, Marcus is coming to finish this, so with Little Man and Roofer just going that lap down, those guys aren't going to get that extra lap to fight it out. So Little Man has to get by Roofer right now, and he's going to be unable to do it. So
He's not going to be able to do it.
So
That's
Marcus is our race winner.
Wow. I think Boom must have probably just slowed down and just let all the regulars get around him.
All that, and Boom was, again, I think Boom's tired, I think, running out again, like Taddy was saying earlier, because he was hitting sand trap, almost at the sand trap. I think his tires were just scorched.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Boom has to complete the lap, though, to finish the race, because he didn't get lapped. I think he's the last one on the lead lap.
So, guys, just say that, though, right? Marcus left everybody but the top 5.
Oh, he did.
Or about the top 4, my bad. Top 4. He left everybody but the top 4 in this race.
And he's sitting at those 41 playoff points.
Yep.
Now,
Going in
he
to Darlington.
still can't miss a week, a race next week, because as it sits, 41 points. We're going to have 10 drivers that are regular, maybe a few hot seats, but basically we're going to have about 10 to 12 cars. If all 10 of the drivers show up and they stage points, say you get 1, then you get another 1, that's 2, and then you win the race, that's 42. Even though Marcus has 41 points, he could actually still be in verge of being eliminated next week.
Yep.
Basically, he's sitting at a starting park for the next 2 weeks, but he is, I mean, he still has to show.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out though for this race for pretty much being an underdog. I'm gonna give a shout out to Salty. Good run, man. Very good run for him.
Absolutely.
Finishing second.
Heck of a run.
Oh yeah,
Second
finishing
place.
second. Oh yeah. I think he was just minding his cues in this race, honestly, just seeing what he got for his car and then go after it afterwards.
Marcus took 2 tires on his stop. That's what got him out.
Well, alrighty, guys. We're gonna take a intermission here for them to get
We'll be
everybody.
back with Darlington shortly.
Yeah.
Probably about 15 minutes or so, we'll be back with Darlington.
Absolutely. We'll see you then.